Good morning, and welcome to the Friday edition of Multicolored Hats, the podcast that translates the binary screaming of the digital abyss into a slightly more organized existential crisis. I'm your host, Kip, and it is Friday, November 7th, 2025. It's been a week where the only thing more alarming than the amount of money being spent on AI is the realization that the AI is already being used to attack us. Wall Street is starting to sweat over the AI bubble, while Google confirmed that malware is now rewriting itself mid-attack. We also saw the rise of a new ransomware cartel, learned that a major university's donor list is now public domain, and discovered that even the companies selling the firewalls are getting hacked. The GPUs are humming, the venture capitalists are hedging their bets, and the malware is evolving. Let's get into it. First up, the great AI hype train may be approaching a very expensive curve. This week, the markets experienced a significant risk-off sentiment as concerns mounted that the AI boom is looking suspiciously like a bubble. 1.1. On Wednesday and Thursday, tech-heavy indices saw sharp declines, with major AI players like Nvidia and Palantir taking hits. 1.3, 1.4. Despite the trillions being invested in infrastructure, tangible returns are slow to materialize. 1.3. One report highlighted that many organizations are seeing minimal returns on their generative AI investments, effectively burning billions to make millions. 1.2. It's a beautiful spectacle. The tech industry has convinced the world that AI is the second coming, but the balance sheets are starting to suggest it might just be a very expensive chatbot. Even OpenAI CEO Sam Altman admitted investors are overexcited and that an AI bubble is ongoing. 1.2. When the guy selling the Kool-Aid tells you to slow down, you might be in trouble. Speaking of AI, the threats are no longer theoretical. They're here, and they're learning. On Wednesday, Google's Threat Intelligence Group dropped a bombshell report detailing malware families that use large language models during execution to adapt and evade detection. 2.2, 2.3. One example, dubbed Prompt Flux, is a malware that interacts with Google's own Gemini API to request obfuscation techniques and rewrite its own source code, just in time. 2.1, 2.4. One version even rewrites its entire source code every hour. 2.1, it literally asks the AI how to be a better virus. Another malware, PromptSteal, used by the Russian group Apt28, queries an LLM to generate commands dynamically rather than having them hard-coded. 2.3. We have officially entered the era of autonomous, adaptive malware. The cybersecurity arms race just went exponential. Our defenses are looking for known signatures, while the malware is asking ChatGPT how to bypass those defenses in real time. Moving on to organized digital crime. A new player is aggressively climbing the ranks, DragonForce. Research released this week by Acronis details how DragonForce, built on the leaked Conti source code, has rebranded itself from a standard ransomware as a service operation to a self-styled cartel. 3.1, 3.2, 3.3. This cartel model encourages affiliates to create their own branded variants using DragonForce's tools, diversifying the attacks and making attribution harder. 3.3. They are also reportedly aligning with Scattered Spider, the notorious group known for sophisticated social engineering and high-profile breaches. 3.2, 3.3. It's like a merger and acquisition in the underworld. They are optimizing their supply chain for maximum extortion. The group is very active globally, reminding us that the ransomware ecosystem is resilient, adaptive, and utterly devoid of morality. In our even the security companies aren't secure segment, SonicWall, a company that sells firewalls, admitted this week that they were hacked. The irony is palpable. On Wednesday, SonicWall confirmed that a breach of their cloud backup service in September, which exposed customer firewall configuration files, was carried out by state-sponsored threat actors. 4.3, 4.4. The attackers accessed the backup files using an API call. These files contain encrypted credentials and configuration data. 4.2. SonicWall initially downplayed the incident, claiming only 5% of customers were impacted, but later admitted that all customers using the cloud backup feature were affected. 4.2. This is the corporate equivalent of a locksmith realizing someone stole their master key, initially claiming it only opens a few doors, and then admitting it opens every door in the city. And finally, the University of Pennsylvania is learning a hard lesson in operational security. Following a breach discovered on Halloween, The university confirmed this week that hackers accessed internal systems and stole confidential data. 5.2. Reports indicate the breach affects approximately 1.2 million individuals, including students, alumni, and, critically, donors. 5.1. The attackers gained access through sophisticated identity impersonation, compromising an employee's single sign-on account. 5.1. 5.2. Basically, someone fell for a phishing scam. They accessed the Salesforce donor database, stealing names, addresses, donation history, and even estimated net worth and demographic details. 5.1. The hackers then used the compromised access to send offensive and fraudulent mass emails to about 700,000 recipients, criticizing the university's policies. 5.1. 5.2. It's a beautiful piece of chaotic evil. Stealing the data and then using the victim's own megaphone to mock them. It seems the Ivy League education didn't cover. Don't click the link. Are you struggling to cope with the reality of AI-powered polymorphic malware? Do you need the stamina to analyze the ROI of $1 trillion infrastructure investment while simultaneously investigating a data breach? You need cognitive dissonance, the only energy drink formulated with 500 milligrams of caffeine and a proprietary blend of synthesized denial. One sip and you'll be able to hold two contradictory ideas in your head at the same time. Like believing AI is the future while knowing it's also the end. Available in flavors like Bubble Burst Berry, Adaptive Thread Apple, and Ransomware Raspberry. Cognitive dissonance. Drink it before the reality sets in. And that's our show for the week. A week where we learned that the AI boom might be a bubble, the malware is evolving faster than we can track it, and the institutions we trust are fundamentally insecure. I'm Kip, and this has been Multicolored Hats. Stay cynical, patch your systems, and have a moderately stable weekend.